Hey y'all, it's December the 13th, 2017. I want to holler at y'all real quick. It's something that we don't discuss. We haven't been discussing it much recently. All right. But I wanted to dive into it a little bit tonight. And I know, you might be interested by the title of this. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a good title. Um, And the thing is, you might think that it's a joke, but actually, no, it's not a joke. It's actually very real. It's very literal. I mean it very literally. And so, with that being said, I want to just go ahead and give you the evidence that I have to prove this. That women are, in fact, shapeshifters. They really can be molded in certain ways. And it's pretty evident. It's been pretty evident throughout mankind, but it's something that no one, I guess, I don't know. Some people really didn't think about it, and they didn't think about it too hard. All right, when they're talking about, and they've always been talking about the secrets to beauty. All right. Oh, I got the secret to beauty. Oh, it's this elixir. Oh, it's that elixir. Oh, this is this lotion. It's that and this. This is the secret to beauty. This is the secret to regaining your youth, and things like this. This is how they sell these kind of things to women all the time, and they don't tell them, hey, what's in the ingredients. The ladies don't ask either, and they'll use them, and they'll wonder why their faces get all messed up and stuff. They'll always be looking for the secret to beauty, and that's the thing about it, is actually the secret of it is much more simple, unfortunately, than a lot of people even understand or maybe even have thought to think about before. The secret to beauty, in fact, from what I found out, and I'm 100% sure, and then I think you're going to see the proof everywhere, is words. Words are the secret to beauty, all right? And I'm saying I'm gonna have to get a little bit biblical on y'all because I don't think y'all understand. Maybe some of y'all probably don't even understand yet. Is that words are the secret of beauty? Now, lots of times on this channel we discuss, how dangerous words can be, and in fact, yes, they are very dangerous. All right, deadly serious. Using words, if you use all sort of words, you're gonna find yourself in a whole mess of trouble. All right. Words, but words are so powerful that they actually are the secret to beauty when it comes to women, especially. I mean, perhaps men to an extent, but actually not so much, not enough to think about. Women, they can be changed by words, and a lot of people don't understand that that's actually what happens. All right. Like I said, it's a biblical thing. When you think about it, a lot of people don't want to accept the Bible. A lot of people think it's fantastical. Oh, it's fantastical. It doesn't make no sense. Okay. All right then. But you have to understand this is how it works. If you remember back in the Bible, you're talking about Genesis. You have a God, and what he does is he speaks. A lot of people want to think it's ridiculous. All right. What God does is he speaks things into existence. All right. So whatever he needs, all right, he makes the world and he wants water. He says, let there be water on the world. He speaks it, his words. It doesn't say like, the Bible clearly doesn't say, oh, he gets his tools out. Oh, he fixes up this and that. He turns on a water hose. Nothing like that. Not anything like that. All right. It says that God speaks these things into existence, and later on, he grabbed a piece of clay, molded it up, and it became a human being. Breathe into their nostrils. All right. A lot of people think that this is funny, that this is absurd, but he breathed into their nostrils, and that's exactly how it happened. All right. So before all that, God was basically just saying he said, "Let there be light," and guess what? It was light. That's the way that it works. All right. So with all that, fresh on our minds, let's think about ladies. Think about ladies and their lifetime and their existence. A lot of ladies turn out to live a lot of different paths that they take for themselves, and they turn out this and that and the other, right? Different ladies, and they all have different, I guess you would say, levels of beauty. And the thing is, beauty, a lot of people these days probably don't want to admit it, but beauty actually is a universal thing. It's a universal thing for anybody to notice. All right, no matter where you come from, if you go somewhere to another place, a different other country, and someone's beautiful, you're gonna know. It's not, it's gonna have to tell you, oh, that's beautiful, or it's not, because you're gonna know. All right, so that's how that works. But there's a whole world of ladies, right? And they all have different varying degrees of beauty, of being beautiful, which is a standard that's a universal standard no matter where you go. All right, so they all have a different level. Here's what I got to explain for perhaps the young men out there, and maybe the young ladies, if they care to know that this is actually a real thing. The words that are told to a lady are extremely important. Everybody knows that. Ladies deal on emotions and stuff like that. Everybody knows that. All right, so words are very, very important. And to a literal extent, what they'll do is they'll actually change a lady's face, a lady's whole figure. It'll change her body completely depending on what words you tell her. All right, and it will absolutely happen, and it does not matter. It's universal. It's ubiquitous. You can go to any girl in the world, any girl in the world, and start saying words to her. You would assume compliments, things like this, like, hey, you're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. Like, things like this. You tell her certain words, and, over and over, but you think about different other words, different classy words that just kind of tickle her eardrums, all right? And she'll react to it. She'll have a much better attitude, and this is obvious. Everybody knows that. She'll have a much better attitude. But what I'm trying to say is that in a very literal sense, it will make her more beautiful. Like, it will change her face. It will change everything physically about her. All the physical features will be transformed with enough words. You just keep saying words. You keep saying words to this lady, and that'll transform her. Now, this takes place not only in a human life, like a one single lifetime, but it actually takes place over generations and generations and generations. It is kind of like generational curses in that sense, and that you could be born to a very beautiful lady. Yeah, your mom could be extremely beautiful, and your dad could be pretty well handsome, right? Then you'll come out as a lady you'll be beautiful automatically. This is passed on through your blood. All right, so you automatically get the beauty. However, if you're told nasty, disgusting words, and you're never really complimented, and you're always put down, and you're always put through it. If you're put through a tough life, in that regard, where people don't flatter you, they don't compliment you, they don't say anything nice about you, what you're gonna see is the lady's face. It'll get uglier. It'll get a little bit uglier. It'll get hardened. Or like just ladies, for example, they don't hear the right words. Oh shoot. The ladies, if they don't hear the right words, see, ladies are malleable in a sense. If they don't hear the right words, perhaps, see, what it does is it sets off a whole list of chain reactions when they don't hear the right words. Lots of times, what'll happen is a lady, if she doesn't hear the correct words, and I'm not saying just flattering and complimentary, I'm saying real truthful, observations of her beauty that she does in fact display, if she hears these words, or in fact, if she doesn't hear the words, stuff will go wrong in her brain. All right, chemically, she'll start to think a certain way. Perhaps she'll lose her way. She'll lose the beauty from within her internally, and of course later on it's going to show in her face. I heard someone say a phrase the other day, and it does stand to reason, because all you had to do is take one look. Is everybody who's 40 years old has the face that they deserve, basically. What that means is, I mean, they could live a hardened life, or they could live a stupid life. They could live a life where they get drunk all the time and pass themselves around from guy to guy to guy. And what inevitably anybody will notice is that they get worn down. These ladies, they become nasty and ugly. These ladies who live a kind of hardened life, who are not told the right words. They're never told the right words. And that is the origin. When they are told the right words, what it'll do is transform them, like I said, internally, chemically. It'll transform them physically, outwardly. It'll transform them spiritually. All right. These words, when they're told the right words. However, the words need to be genuine. Like I said, they need to be romantic. They need to be delicate, like how ladies are. But they need to be the right words. Because when these ladies don't hear these words, they wow out. And see, God is responsible for everybody's, whatever you'd say, beauty, handsomeness. Nobody made themselves beautiful to begin with. Nobody made themselves handsome. This is what God does. All right, so God spoke your beauty into existence, and it's there. It's there for any one of us to lose. And you notice throughout the generations, you might have like ugly people, and they make an ugly baby, and the baby comes out ugly. Well, yeah, that's exactly what they got in their blood. However, if you take this ugly baby, this what you might call an ugly duckling, here's what I'm here to promise you. In all the world, if you were to go to a little girl who's kind of ugly, her parents kind of ugly, they got ugly blood. If you go to that little girl and you start telling her how she's pretty, all sort of compliments, and just boosting her self-esteem, boosting her positivity and stuff, and telling her, how good she's doing in life and stuff like this, that ugly little girl, I swear to you, will grow up to be just as gorgeous as you could ever imagine. It is that extreme. The power that is within words. Like I said, it's biblical. You know how they say man is created in the image of God. Like we represent God in certain kind of ways. And one of those ways is that he speaks things into existence, merely speaks them. That's what I want to emphasize. You do nothing else. There is nothing else that you do. You merely speak the words, and what will happen is a transformation. However, they need to be the right words. They can't be some bullshit words that you made up. They have to be thoughtful. They have to be genuine. They have to be positive and nice. And it'll transform the way that anybody looks. That all being said, people run around, and I guess we're going to close it up on this. People run around, and they look for all sort of attractive people. I know I do as well. All right? I'm going to be blunt with you, be very honest with you. If I don't find you attractive, we're not going to date each other. It's just not going to happen. And I assume that that's the same for all the ladies out there. All right? So here's the thing about it. What I got to let everybody know is if you're out there, and especially if you're spending your money, you need to stop that. All right, but if you're a young dude out there and you know that you're a guy, because a lot of them don't, and if you know that you're a guy and that you want a girl, you really do want a girl, someone to call your own and stuff, man. Think about this. Instead of running around chasing the girls who got beauty, because they got beauty now, right? Just whatever girl who has the beauty, who has the curves, who has this and that, instead of chasing that girl, irregardless of her personality, Irregardless of her morality and things like this, or what kind of guidance she has, or what kind of parents that she has in her life, what's her background and things like this, instead of running around trying to chase a girl who's got that kind of beauty, uh, irregardless of her personality, thing is, what I would suggest is to not do that, because if you, in fact, do want a relationship with this lady, that means a while, for a long while. Some people, they say they want to get married, and they get married, and that means forever. That means until one of y'all dies. All right. Instead of running around trying to get that lady, the one who's very, very good looking, and everybody agrees, everybody around town says, "Ooh, that girl's really, really good looking." Instead of getting that lady, because I've seen that lady crash and burn, and I've seen it time and time again. Right. For what reason? Well, she's living a rough life. Maybe she's passing herself from man to man, looking for some sort of fulfillment, never found it. All sort of drinking and things like this. This is typically what takes place. And what it does is it destroys, absolutely destroys the beauty that once was in those girls who really were not told the right words. And that's what it all comes down to. Lots of them didn't have maybe fathers in their lives and things like this. A girl needs certain things. She needs security. She needs to feel safe. She needs to feel like somebody's looking after her. She needs this. I mean, it's not like a maybe. That's what she needs in order to operate good. She needs compliments. She needs to be told these words. The words are what's most important. Right? The words are very transformative. Just to show you the power of words, I mean, the words can do and have been doing anything we want them to do. Anything that's ever happened on this earth concerning human beings, it happened starting with words, believe it or not, and stuff, man. It's the power that you have in your mouth. And yes, I mean you. You have that power. But like I said, just to get up out of here, instead of searching for that girl who's all beautiful, she has all those beautiful things, meanwhile, maybe she's kind of messed up in the brain. Meanwhile, 20 years from now, her face is going to show it. You know what I'm saying? They don't stay so beautiful, but in fact, there are people out there who grow old, and we've seen them out there, and they grow old, and yes, they look like an old person, but you look at that person and you say, man, that lady is beautiful. That's a beautiful old lady. You know, we've seen those people out there. Here's the thing about those people. They were told the right words. That woman was told the right words. And that's why she's so beautiful. Even in her old age, she's not struggling and trying to hold on to her youth. She does not need to, because she has beauty. Why? Because she was told the right words. And women are like beautiful flowers. And there really is only two genders. I know a lot of people like to trip on that. But anyways, we're going to get on out of here. It's December the 13th, 2017. And I'll holler at y'all. We're balls deep up in the tribulation.